Milling Through History presents Coca Cola. The Coca Cola Company is certainly one of the most popular and well known soda companies in the world. Its logo is one that, no matter where you are, everybody knows what it is, and everybody certainly loves to have a Coke. But the company itself is a rather interesting one and has gone through many different renditions. And so we look at the origins of Coca Cola in order to understand and appreciate exactly how it is that this soda became part of the American culture. It was founded by John Pemberton, who was looking for a substitute for his morphine addiction. One of the things he had discovered was that there was a French wine, Coca, and in liking it, in 1885, Pemberton would go ahead and register it as a nerve tonic. Now, the tonic itself may have been inspired by the French Coca, but Pemberton decided to do something a little bit different, as he would go ahead and add in the African cola nut, which would give it its own caffeine. Now, what helped Pemberton the most, though, is that in 1886, both Atlanta and Fulton County, Georgia, would pass prohibition legislation. As such, Pemberton would change the advertisement for Coca-Cola on May the 29th, 1886, which would read, Coca-Cola, the temperance drink. As such, because it was an enjoyable beverage that did not have any alcohol, his sales would immediately go up. And Coke was also sold as a medicinal drink, as it was believed that carbonated water was good for the body. By 1888, 3 different companies are all able to say they were selling Coca-Cola. However, it was Asa Griggs Candler who would buy Pemberton's company of Coca-Cola and begin to work on the development of a new company. Candler worked to purchase out the other businesses who were also claiming to sell Coca-Cola and was able to consolidate it into one group. In addition to this, he bought the name of Coca-Cola from Pemberton's son and widow for the low sum of only $300. In 1892, the Coca-Cola Company was founded, and by 1895 was being sold throughout the entire country. Now, controversy would soon follow, though, as family members of John Pemberton and other deceased businessmen had come forward saying that the signatures on all the legal documents that had traded ownership of the Coca-Cola name and brand from their respective families to Asa Candler were forgeries. Close examination of the documents over the years have shown that their claims may have been true. However, it doesn't appear as if Candler was the party responsible for these forgeries, but rather Charlie Pemberton, who was the son of John Pemberton. On September the 12th, 1919, Coca-Cola was purchased by a group of investors and was reincorporated, and thus became part of the public scene. Having been publicly traded on the stock market, Coca-Cola's profits began to go through the roof. By the 1960s, it became the number one seller of soda throughout the United States. However, by 1984, Coke lost much of its own popularity and strength due to its number one rival, Pepsi. Sensing that Coke could be in danger of going out of favor with the public, the company decided on April 23, 1985, to announce a creation of a new soda, which they referred to as New Coke. The attempt was ideally meant to rejuvenate the product, and while early commercials showed people doing a taste test and saying that New Coke was better than the original and Pepsi, the entire public of the United States took on a different view. They started drinking it and found that the taste was rather flat, and instead wanted the original formula. Coke would make a public commercial saying that they listened to the people and would go ahead and once again reprint Coca-Cola Classic, going back to the original formula. Conspiracy theories, though, have been running rampant ever since the 1980s, saying that New Coke was actually designed on purpose to be terrible, making people want the original formula back, and because of their love of nostalgia, bringing Coke back to its number one position. Ironically enough, though, for 20 years, the term of Coca Cola Classic was something that became ingrained into the mindset of the people. However, starting in 2007, the word classic began to be removed from all Coke products. And if one were to go through those supermarket aisles today, it might be interesting to note that you don't necessarily always see classic on the famed Coke label anymore. Be sure to click like, share, and subscribe for future episodes of Milling Through History. And be sure to leave comments below for future episode ideas. And be sure to take a look at our suggested reading page.